Give Reinhard a big hand, and I'm turning over the clicker of power. There you go, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, and hello Brussels. So it's an honor to be here, and my name is Reinhard Fellman. I'm originally from Germany. Maybe you can figure that out by my German accent. He's snicking and saying, yes, you're from Germany. And I joined Review Network a couple of months ago, and I found this idea that guys developed really, really amazing. So what they actually want to do is they bring online reviews. Here we go. So they bring online reviews and market research on blockchain. They combine it with artificial intelligence and machine learning. And the best thing about it is, like, we ask our users if they want to participate, how much data they want to share, and then basically we provide them to companies who basically have an interest in certain type of data. So in the last decades, we actually have seen that, like, the trust in governments and international institutions has decreased rapidly. Like, we have heard this example of, like, the United States. Like, when we look back like 50, 60 years ago, 80% of the people actually believed and trusted in their government. Nowadays, just a few people. We are down, like, in the United States at a level of like 20 to 30% where the people actually believe in their government and in what they actually got told. However, what we have done in the last 20 years, we kind of like reinvented our own trust system. We are strangers, sir. We don't know each other, right? Where are you from, sir? From the United States. You know what? I'm from Munich, and what I'm gonna sell you is a BMW from Munich. You like BMW, right? So, would you trust me? Yeah, right now, because I'm here on stage. But what I have built in the past, like over 20 years ago, I signed up, like, created my eBay account, created like my Amazon account, and what I have done is, like, I reviewed the products I bought on Amazon, and at the same time when I went like shopping, bought something on eBay. The computers were cheaper on eBay than like at Media Market in Germany. So I reviewed actually the seller, and it was actually good because, like, I gained some trust because people like evaluated me and I evaluated products and other people. So in the past, we have done that always for free. And we have spent a lot of time reviewing other people, products, hotels, services, and we didn't get anything out of it. So now the system of trust is built, and 88% of, like, the people in our population, they believe in online reviews. But on the other hand, more than 25% of the online reviews are fake. So they're written by a company, or some data I actually deleted because, like, let's assume you're a hotel in Munich and you not provide a really good service, and a customer from the United States, he complains about these rude Germans, yeah? So then I call, like, for example, booking.com or hotel.com and say, like, you know, this customer, we had a problem. Please delete his review because he was at the Oktoberfest and he couldn't handle the German beer. That's the reason why he's writing that bad review. You see where I'm coming from? It's like we can manipulate data. Manipulate this data in a way that, like, the reality is not the reality anymore. But we all, in the last 20 years, we built this trust system, and we should not give that up. We should actually make this trust system even better. So that's online reviews, and the other one, I explain you later, it's market research. These two disciplines go hand in hand. I explain you how. We decided that we use blockchain technology, that we cannot manipulate data, that we can decrease this level of, like, fake reviews, and basically reward people for giving a review. At the same time, we're asking people, like, how much of your data do you like to share? So, sir, may I ask you, where are you from in the States? What part? Kentucky. When I ask you about your income, you maybe feel a little bit uncomfortable right now saying that. I will not ask you. But when it's like anonymous, yeah, you create your profile and you put there, I earn $1 million a year, then it's a very valuable information for you. Why is it valuable for you? Let's say you have a really expensive taste for sushi. Yeah, so I'm a student, for example, living in New York, and I have to pay like 20 euros for this sushi. At the end of the night, I don't feel really full, and I just felt like I just spent like 20 euros or US dollar in that case, for nothing. You really know sushi, you know what is good, and you actually can evaluate it, like, from a different perspective. You actually see the sushi and not the price, because, like, you're in a different income class. So when you go to online reviews, usually, it takes forever finding the right review because you don't know anything about the people behind it writing these reviews. So you get like the best tapas bar in Barcelona, which is not the best tapas bar at all. It's a terrible tourist trap. But how do you know? Because the local ones there speak Catalan, not even Spanish. And how do you want to translate a review in Catalan to English? We work together like with like translation software that we can say like everyone in the local community can post reviews, and I only, when I go to Barcelona on vacation, I only get the reviews of local people between 20 and 30 who finished their university degree and have like, let's say, a spendable income of 20,000 or 40,000 a year. So I know I'm not ending up in like the tourist trap where I just get like, sorry for my language, shitty tapas, and they're not good. They're not good. They're only good on the internet. They got like 4.8 stars because they were cheap. And many students went there and found it just amazing, that place, because it was cheap, but it was not good. You see where I'm coming from? And that's the reason why I think we need a new form of review system. On the one hand, that we cannot manipulate data. On the other hand, that we can filter data accordingly to our personal preference, what we really, really need. How it actually works is you post a review, you decide about like the level of information you would like to share, like your personal demographics, what I just said before, and then the community, like the people who are like close to you, they can evaluate this review, because I mean everyone can write a review, right? And everyone, I can pay you writing a review about a product. But when you write a review on our platform, it's like you stake some tokens, you stake some cryptocurrency, our own cryptocurrency, which is called like the review network token. So whenever like you get like a survey, for example, or when you write a review, you get rewarded. But in order to write a review, you stake also like some tokens with it. So that creates like some form of trust, because like you wouldn't actually spend some of your tokens you have earned before, you wouldn't spend them or like stake them to a review which is basically not honest, which is like a fake review. Because like in that way you get punished and you lose your tokens. So on the other hand, like when you're an expert in one area, let's say like, sir, you're an expert in scuba diving, yeah? And you have a lot of experience in scuba diving in Thailand, and you know the best diving school in Koh Tao. And I saw someone with a t-shirt from Bangkok somewhere, and probably this person can confirm the best diving schools are in Koh Tao, but which one? Yeah, and you have this level of experience, and at the same time, you also have like some money you would actually like to stake there, like your review tokens. So people would trust you much, much more than someone who stakes nothing, or just like one token. So you get rewarded for your time, but also you get like, you build some trust by the level of like how much you actually invest. And you get rewarded for your investment. So, well, let me explain like the second area. So market research. What is market research? Market research is simply a survey, yeah? So imagine like you're waiting for the bus, and you can open our application, and they will ask you a couple of questions like, do you work classes? Are you feeling happy with your classes? What would you change about your classes? And you would answer these questions like in the next like 5 or 10 minutes while you're waiting for the bus. And imagine you get, during this period of time, the same amount what you actually would spend on your bus ticket later on. It's kind of like amazing, isn't it? But you decide at the end how much information you want to share about yourself. And you are in control over your own personal data, and at any time you can ask to delete them. However, what is not possible, that a company comes to us and say like, we pay you guys to delete this data, because that will actually interrupt this trust system. That's actually what I just explained. So we started last year developing the idea, and we got like also like two seed capital investors, so we have over $1 million to develop the beta version. And now like in the next quarter we will actually start like with the token sale, and then develop the product in full. So I have to say like stage 1 is already over. We sold out, the seed phase is over. So next month we actually enter like the stage 2. And then basically that runs over like the next 2 months approximately, and then in September we plan the ICO. I just got like here the note like time is over, and at the beginning I was always like, oh god, 8 slides, how can I actually fill it like in 10 minutes, and then after slide 5 to 10 minutes are over, it always happens. So I want to just like finish up quickly, say like we have like 5 billion tokens by the price of like 1 cent a token. Our target is like going to the exchange as soon as possible, and that's the distribution. And if you have any questions, please ask me, because there's so much more to it where I now actually didn't have the time and the chance to talk about it. So thank you very much for your attention, and I see you coming closer, so actually I have to get off stage here, right?
I know, buddy.
Thank you so much, guys.
Well done. Thank you.